Good morning, dudes. I had a great sleep. Went to bed at like 9:30. Was asleep soon after. Woke up, heard a little ding on my phone, and saw this. Now, if you look at the graph, everything's cool until 3:30 a.m. and then it goes flat. So what I think happened is one of those groundhogs that I almost killed yesterday got one of their ancestors to ghost down here and get in my tire and flatten it. But this is so reminiscent of a Mississippi campground, and not in a good way. So this is what I'm up to. Now, at least I didn't see the dreaded stem rip, which is my trademark. It's a little hole on the inside of the rim, and I could patch it, but what I'm going to do is put a new tube in it, save this one, and I'll patch it later if I need it. But I'm so pissed, and my charging situation is still just a mess. I don't have any idea what's going on. So these things are a real bummer. So I'm gonna get this tube in, hopefully get the tire back on the bike, get it aired up, and I don't know. I just, my luck with this back tire, man. It's like a curse. So a little discouraged this morning, I'm gonna admit it. But let's see what happens. Alright, here's the update. The tire's changed. I cleaned the inside of the tire really well. I cleaned the rim really well. I didn't feel any debris or anything that could have poked it, so I don't know how that happens. Especially after 2 days of riding in the middle of the night. Like, why didn't it... I don't get it. Why it waits till 3:30 in the morning. It doesn't make sense to me. I overinflated. I put powder on the tube, put that in. Stem puller is a must-have, by the way. Then I dishwasher detergent, dish cleaner, sprayed both sides of the bead. Put it back on. It wasn't too bad. It's a stiff tire though, and it wasn't fun. So now I still have to get it back on the bike. It's 8:30. I got up at 6. I did like have some depression coffee and did nothing for a good half an hour. So still, I've been goofing off for 2 hours here, packing up and doing the tire, and time is a wasting. So I'm gonna get this tire on. Right, just left Brandywine. Didn't have a lot of fun there. Like I said, I cleaned the inside of the tire, cleaned the rim. I hope that solves it. But I don't know, man. I am just totally cursed on the back tire of this bike. No cell service, and I got a message on the satellite device that there's an emergency at work. So I need to find a place to deal with that, but I don't know where one is. Where can I get internet service? Intermittent stream. What the hell does that mean? Anyway, I gotta figure that out. And right on the road. You know, one thing that just occurred to me about that, I'm straight into it, by the way. There is no, I don't see a way to deal with my business emergency anytime soon. Oh. Anyway, the last okay, you know, I put the Shinkos on, new tubes, before this trip, and like the first time I went out, the stem tore, which is my age-old problem that always happens. And, you know, everyone thinks it's because the tire is slipping on the rim, because I don't have it seated correctly, or maybe I had the stem nuts tightened too much. There are lots of theories. Alright, I need to realize that this is beautiful, don't I? Yeah, I do. But, I was thinking that, you know, after you change a tire and put the brake back on, it's always very soft. And I remember going out that morning, or whenever it was, I jammed on the back brake, you know, to get it to pump up. And you definitely should be able to jam on your back brake. I mean, you should be able to skid out if you want. But I wonder if that maybe is what did it. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is I've changed the tubes on the Himalayan and had no problems. It's this bike, me and this back tire on this bike. Something needs to happen. I feel like maybe I need to get some sort of blessing or something, or maybe an exorcism. I feel like that is what would help. So if anybody knows of a tire exorcist person, let me know. That'd be a good movie. The Exorcist, but it's a tire, and instead of its head spinning around, it spins on the rim. I wonder if Boss Man, who gave me the job as a jingle writer, would put up the money for Exorcist, the tire. I bet he would. He doesn't seem all that smart, to be honest. Alright, things have no way to look but up. I'm on a motorcycle in the woods with a pressing need for internet. Wouldn't it be great if that second part wasn't in the equation? It's nice to feel somewhat essential to your business, but at the same time... Anyway, I'm gonna shut up for a minute and enjoy this ride. To admit, I was not expecting it to be so remote. Like, the person who's taking care of the business, I was like, it's not going to be like the Tat, I don't think. And I think I'll have cell service most of the time. And I was totally wrong. I haven't had cell service. Well, I bet I could have gotten cell service in Brandywine, like the little town, but I haven't had cell service really since I talked to my wife yesterday. Which seems crazy because it's like, well, I don't know if I'm following it anymore, but the route kind of sort of follows 81. Oh, this is sucky. And, you know, there's all kinds of crap on that highway. Wow, this is cool. So, I don't know. Thank God I have this tire pressure sensors, because after changing a tire right now, I'd be freaking out. I'd have to stop every 5 minutes to freaking check the pressure, because I would feel things happening that weren't happening. My first cows on the trail. Judgy, judgy, judgy. I wasn't really expecting cows on the trail either, like on the tap out west. All right, I'm so happy about the weather. I feel lucky about that. I'm trying to look at the positive things on the scale. Good weather, I'm not dead. I'm in the woods on a motorcycle. I mean, that's enough, right? Oh, here we go! Here we go! Boom! Gravity boosters initiate. Look at this! Well done wherever I am. Virginia maybe still, I think. Yes! Yes! Inside I'm saying we. I would probably say it out loud if you weren't here with me, but we're all just toddlers. That's the truth. Come on, gravity boosters, get me up this hill. No. Oh. Gravity reverse thrusters initiated. Hey, sheep. Wow, it's beautiful out here. I just, look at that. I mean, it's a freaking postcard. I just in-reach messaged my wife that I'm just screwed. I haven't found any cell service yet. How do these people live out here? I mean, what would you do with no cell phone? Probably a lot. This is giving me Oregon vibes with smaller trees. Very pretty. Weather's perfect. Weather gods, I beseech you to keep it up. Although I see some wet road here. It did sprinkle a little bit last night on the way to the campground, and then I heard some distant thunder. I thought we were going to get a storm, but no dice. Thankful for that. I've really never, I don't think I've ever really camped in a bad storm. It's never come up. And I don't think I would enjoy it. I also had a thought about my charging situation. Okay, so when I plug the USB, the 12 volt USB hub into the SAE plug, it pops the fuse that's under the cover of the Honda, which isn't a total pain to get out, but it's enough of a pain that I don't really want to do it anymore. So the only thing I can think, because I think the hub is working plugged in with the AC cord. So the only thing I can think is the SAE cord that I rigged up for the USB hub. Maybe there's wires touching inside there. So that's my next thing to try to do, is open that back up and see if that's happening. That's the only thing I can think of, because if it were fried, it wouldn't work with the AC plug, so I don't know. Anyway, it's really annoying, and I really want to get it figured out, because having that big inverter in there creating all that heat is probably not good. And someone just told me that an AC inverter going from 12 volt into an AC inverter back to, so that's 110, back to 12 is the stupidest thing to do ever. And that's what I'm doing. Wow, this road, this area, man. My grandmother would say, sakes alive. Awesome. I just passed Upper Tract, West Virginia, so I guess I'm in West Virginia. And I kind of love West Virginia. My mom grew up in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, right on the Ohio River. And I went there a lot as a kid to visit my grandparents. But West Virginia is a beautiful state. I almost went to the University of West Virginia. That's where both my parents went. But I decided to mix it up. And for some fairly unknown reason ended up in Columbia, South Carolina, at the University of South Carolina. What's that all about up there? Can you see that big cliff? I had that marked on my thing. Eagle Rocks. Named for William. That's all I got. Wow. West Virginia. Yeah.
stopped in Petersburg for fuel, and then I stopped at a McDonald's for some really good coffee. McDonald's has good coffee, man. And some computer time. Probably spent a good 30 minutes there, maybe longer. So I'm not doing great time-wise. You know what I'm saying? But I got the thing sorted out. She registered yesterday, which never happens. So anyway, she's sorted. And that's it. I'm back in the saddle again. And I told myself that when I stopped at that McDonald's, I was going to take a really close look at Gaia, and I was going to figure out what the heck I'm doing and make a plan. And I didn't do that. So there you go. People behind me are getting pissed, but I feel I have to let them get pissed for a certain amount of time before I pull over. We are struggling up this hill, and I've seen a lot of Harley guys, and I gave the last one the twinkle toes wave. Probably the most uncool of all motorcycle waves. Oh shit. Godmother. Yeah, I don't think I want to be getting on the freaking highway. And I decided I want to make a coffee table book. And the coffee table book is, I'll have a chase vehicle behind me. And, you know, Harley dudes, they usually have on those Yamaha helmets that are worthless, but you can see their face. And so the idea is, I'll be in front, we'll pass a Harley guy, I'll give him the twinkle toes, and then the chase vehicle takes a close-up of their reaction on their face. And it's a coffee table book. You know you'd buy that. You'd buy 2 of those. You'd buy one for yourself and one for your Uncle Joe. I wonder if the boss man would put some money behind that. I think he would. He seems pretty game for everything. The boss man. Okay, I'm gonna admit something to you right now. This is the truth. This morning when I was changing that tire, I was like, if I get one more flat tire, I'm ending the trip and going home. Which is one better than just saying, screw this, I'm going home. But it's just like, that kind of stuff is part of the trip, I know, and that kind of stuff is what you remember the most, but too much of it is too much of it. One flat on the second day, no, that's too much. If you're gonna give me a flat universe, you gotta wait till I'm deep in, where there's no turning back. You know? That's all I'm asking, is some proper spacing. Because when you do it on the second day, I'm like, oh, well, now I'm gonna have one on the 4th and the 6th and the 8th day. And that's no good. That's no good. Another thing I'll tell you is that bringing the cover was a good idea. I parked at that McDonald's, and I parked somewhere I could sort of see the bike, but I left all this crap on it. I left both GoPros on it and covered it. And boom, full stealth. I mean, of course, someone can just go over and steal everything, but it's just an added layer of makes me feel better. Okay, I just turned on Horn Camp Road, and my internet buddy Chris, I think his channel is PBSE something, but anyway, he lives in my area, kinda. We've never met, and he's got a CT125, and I actually saw him driving through Pisgah Forest one time, but he didn't see me. Anyway, he messaged me and he said, I know you're not doing any research and you don't want to know anything, but what the hell? What kind of bird was that? He said, but don't miss Horn Camp. I think it's an old school. So, of course I'm gonna stop. And I assume it's up here somewhere. I think there's a waypoint. So we'll check that out. Gotta find some info on this place here in a sec. Okay, it says in use for children 1880s to 1952. Right on. Well, that was definitely worth checking out. That was pretty cool. Thanks, Chris. My grandmother taught school. She taught first grade in the... what? God, I don't even know when that would have been. It would have been over 80 years ago. Hey, kid, come on in. Have a seat. I heard from my secretary that you have a movie that you'd like to pitch. I'm all ears, kid. Let's hear what you got. All right, it's not a sequel, but it's like The Exorcist, except for the main character is a motorcycle tire. And I just wanted to beep real quick, but I don't have all the plot points really worked out, but basically I think it's just a tire who has an evil tendency to go flat. And at one point it spins on the rim like the girl in The Exorcist, her head spun around. Okay, let me get this straight. It's like The Exorcist, but it's with a tire. Okay. Tell me this. Does the tire have limbs? Does it have legs and arms? Does it have a head? No, it's a tire. Well, how does it get around? It's a tire. It's a tire. It rolls. That's what tires do. Oh, I see. Well, I'm just trying to imagine how you get the emotional coverage of a tire's face when tire doesn't actually have a face. So that could be a problem. CGI. Yeah, CGI. Okay, that solves that. CGI. What do we CGI a face on that thing? Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you need the emotional whatever to make this work, then I mean, I think it would be fine just being a tire. But you know, you're the movie executive, among other things. All right, so we got CGI for the emotional showcasing, so to speak. We've got the we'll get in special effects for the spinning on the rim scene. Now, one question. Is it other tires? Is it all tires in the movie? Like the other characters, are they tires or are they people? I think it should be, the main character obviously is the tire. The other, not quite the main character, but right under would be the guy who owns the motorcycle that the tire's on. And then, you know, there's the priest or whatever else we need in there. You know, I'll leave that to casting. Okay. It's doable. It's doable. I'm gonna start putting some budgets together on this and see what we come up with. One thing though, if we go forward with this, we are gonna have to do a little bit of product placement to make it work financially. So you know, some screenwriters, not that you've written anything, but some screenwriters have a problem with that. You know, they feel it's selling out a little bit, and you know, it hurts their art. No, I don't have a problem with that. I don't care. I mean, I'm assuming I get 20%, right? Yeah, I mean, 20% is the going rate. That's what I give you for just about anything you do. So 20% is fine. Whatever. Okay, so then I guess for the product placement, we're gonna have to incorporate the terrorist gravel underarm deodorant. I don't know if the tire doesn't have underarms, then maybe the guy who owns the bike that the tire is on has some terrorist gravel underarm deodorant in his medicine cabinet. Yeah, that sounds great. And I'll agree to that on one condition. Now, what's that? You just have to, somewhere in the movie, you need to play terrorist gravel. Now, that's no problem. There's better product placement for me. As you know, I want every underarm in America to be rubbed with terrorist gravel. That's the goal. That's the goal. All right, so what are you doing? You want to go to lunch? Oh my God. The Boss Man. I love the Boss Man. I don't think his name was the Boss Man on the tat. He didn't have a name. I'm getting hooked up by the Boss Man. The more 20% I have coming from different places, the sooner I can retire. But with these projects, I probably need about 10,000 projects in order to generate enough to live on. And even then, that's probably pushing it. So it's been nothing but this really since Petersburg, where I stopped. And I'm not really complaining. It's beautiful. I like it. I like the slab. I like the dirt. I like the slab. If it's pretty, I'm down. This is some nice countryside. Not really different than North Carolina, but still nice. Just fueled up again and bought a bunch of water. Filled up my bladder. So I'm good to go with that for a little while. And I actually made a plan. I think I'm going to try to get to Caledonia State Park. So it says it's 70 miles away, but I don't know if that's the route or if that's like if I were to actually just go there in a normal way. So could be a lot farther than that. I've done about 100 miles, so even if it is only 70, that's okay. But if it's a little more, that would be better. It's 2 o'clock, and yeah, I think I could go further than that, but there's just there's not much to choose from. That's like the last one for a while. Plus, the other reason I want to go there is because my daughter, my youngest daughter, she likes her middle name. It's Marie. She's named after, it's from my mother. My mother's first name is Marie. My mom's name is Marie Adele. My sister's name is Adele Marie. And my daughter is Milena Marie. So anyway, she likes that name, but she wanted a different name. And she really likes Caledonia. There's a street near our house named Caledonia. Have I already told this story? I feel like I have. But anyway. So what we decided was her middle name is going to be Caledonia, but it's spelled M-A-R-I-E. And I can't remember how old she was when we decided this, but I begged her to tell a teacher or something that her middle name was Caledonia, spelled M-A-R-I-E. She was pretty young when that was all going down. So I don't think my mother likes that too much. but my daughter's middle name is Caledonia, spelled M-A-R-I-E. And that's why I feel like I should end up there tonight. And this has just been, since after a horn camp, it's just been a lot of boring 55 mile an hour, me holding up traffic sort of situation. And I've been smelling a lot of marijuana. I know there's like a plant that smells like that. Maybe it's skunk cabbage. Something, but it smells like weed everywhere. Maybe this is just a weed-friendly place. I just had one of the men of a certain age conversations at the gas station. This old guy, he's like, had Hondas all my life, and then I was telling him about my flat tire this morning. He's like, I've never had a flat tire in my decades of riding. It's like, man, you're so lucky. And then I was like, I wish Honda made tires, because they would never go flat. Just another suggestion, Honda. I really want to be on Honda's payroll in some capacity. I know nothing about motorcycles, so I'm not sure how attractive that would be to them, but maybe Boss Man can get me in, you know? I just want to be a consultant. I want to tell them impossible motorcycles to make, and they can figure it out. And it'll all be based on what they look like. Like, I don't care what the engine is or anything else. Maybe I can get Johnny Powell to be a consultant too, and then I could be the looks guy, and Johnny Powell could be the nuts and bolts guy, like suspension and engine and brakes and all that stuff that doesn't matter much. Alright, still beautiful, but it's boring. A little boring. Just a little bit boring. It's not even boring. This would be great on a not 55-mile-an-hour road or on a different motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Bridge. I saw something about this. Oh, thank you. Well, let me pay for the next two people.
All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. That's nice. That little town was called Old Town, Maryland, or just Old Town, I'm not sure. Looked like a cool old little town. Oh wait, maybe I'm in Maryland. Yeah, that makes sense. Old Town, Maryland. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Well, goodbye, West Virginia. You were enjoyable. I don't think there was any dirt in West Virginia, was there? Maybe a little at the beginning. Very pretty though. I liked that area around that Eagle Rock place. That was cool. Another fuel stop somewhere, wherever I am, and I'm pretty sure I'm headed into George Washington National Forest next. Sky is looking a little iffy, and I'm doing 30 miles an hour up this hill because that's the way we do it. We don't need to rush. Just kick back. I might even go Harley style. Yeah. Got my highway pegs going. Yes, this is living. This stance and the twinkle toe wave, that's what I need right now. Come on, Harley dude, come down the street. It's not as much Harley style as it is Shriner style. Let's be honest. Listen to the throaty roar of this machine. Oh yeah. Listen to it. Okay, I've added a hand motion. Gravity boosters, activate! What do you think? I think it's pretty good. It makes it activate even more than usual. Somehow, it adds gravity if I do the hand motion. That's also the hand motion I'm going to use when I start my dictatorship. It's like turning a doorknob. I think that's pretty tough. That would instill fear in my what? Followers, my people. I just had to stop and make sure I'm not screwing up. This is where it skips down to Harper's Ferry and Antietam. Is that how you say it? Antietam? And I was never going to do that. My mom was she went back to school as an adult to, what was the name of that place? Mercer in Atlanta. And she studied Civil War history, like that was her specialty. And so we would go to every freaking Civil War field in the world. And I'm over it. I can do without it. And I've been to Harper's Ferry a couple times, so I'm skipping it. I also kind of looked at the roads. It doesn't look like it's anything amazing. I'm sure it's really pretty, but I'm not doing it. It's like an alternate route in case you want to go visit that stuff. Harper's Ferry is cool, but I can miss it this time. So I'm headed north instead of, I guess it heads sort of south. And it does this little loop and then meets back up somewhere. Welcome to Pennsylvania. So does that mean, was that all Maryland? From when I figured out I was in Maryland? Pretty. Makes that guy an accomplice. My first order of business: death to all gravel. Round it up. Round it up. Just need a little break. I need to figure out how far I am from this campground. I think it's far. Like, the GPS tells me it's an hour, which means who knows how long it is on the route. I really wish I could figure out how to tell how far I am on the route from something. That would be good. You can do it on a computer or like an iPad in Gaia, but you can't do it on a phone, which sucks, as far as I know. Right, water. Right, so I looked on Gaia. It says the campground is 30 miles from me, but I'm pretty sure that mileage it gives me is as the crow flies, and we are not a flying crow at all. We're more like a scrambling, drunk squirrel. So I feel like I'm in for another bummer in the summer as far as getting to camp at a decent hour. Setting up camp in the almost dark or the dark just sucks so bad. Whoa, Jesus. Settle down, buddy. But I bet it's going to be at least an hour and a half. It's 5:30 now, 6:37. That actually wouldn't be so bad, I guess. That's about the same as it was last night. It's kind of bad. And this is all wrong. I think the mileage is probably close. But Gaia, I think Gaia was over 200 and more like 8.5 hours. I don't know why that thing is screwed up. I could have sworn I started them at the same time. But I've been going since, what? I got on the road at 9. So that's 8 hours, 45 minutes or something. Okay, I have to tell you this because before I forget, I just passed a guy on an old, I don't know what it was, like an old Kawasaki or Honda, like street looking bike, and his wave, he went like this, dipped his hand underneath his handlebars and went. That's a good one. That's a good one. It was a presentation too. It was like a Japanese tea ceremony. I like that guy. So, just so you know, Sebco in what gear should I start in? First? 1 is the first number, so maybe first is the best gear to start in. I don't know. Sebco does not sell beer. And she said the nearest place I could get beer is not a place I'm going to go to get beer. So while a couple of tall boys, some ice cold tall boys that would be warm by the time I got to the campground, while that would have been excellent, oh shit, it's not happening. How can I miss every freaking turn? Seriously. Oh, look at all these wonderful words. Have you ever seen a sign better than that one? No, you have not. No, you have not. Success! That's really exciting. They didn't have singles, which is a bummer. But I think they'll actually be cold too when I get there. Yeah. Okay, dudes, I made it to Caledonia State Park. My daughter's gonna be happy. Got a nice little tent site. It's 7 by now. It was confusing how to get the tent site. I had to find a ranger and whatever. I just went the wrong way and missed the big kiosk that I should have seen. But I'm here, I'm setting up camp. I'm gonna try to get a shower because I'm disgusting, and gonna eat some food and drink some beer. I'm very excited. Look at that. Alcoholic beverages are prohibited, but not. This doesn't count though, I don't think. And I'm not in Caledonia State Park, I'm somewhere else. Right? Also, the buff makes for a stealthy koozie as well. Gotta get a buff. All right, good night.
Hey, please like this video if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Also, if you're interested, there are links to gear lists and goofy t-shirts in the description. Thanks a ton for watching.